think we left off around the time Mom was becoming an adult. You know, she was transitioning from like 18 to being married, somewhere in that period of time.
She what?
She was transitioning from being an adult.
We got all her brief stuff in.
Her what?
Briefs.
Yeah.
Did we get her surgery yet?
We did, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Past that, huh?
Past that, yeah. All right. What was going on?
Get my purse.
For what?
Well, I know some of your...
We're gonna steal your purse, Grandma. All right. When Mom turned 18, did she go to school? When she graduated high school?
Yeah.
She did. She went to nursing school.
She graduated from, Tulsa West.
Yeah. But then after that?
Yeah, well, she had her surgery at 19, so it was after that she went to school, nursing school. And she went, it was a school in Waukesha. She went to college.
Like a community college?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And she was still living at home.
Oh, yeah.
And then, what was going on in your life?
Well, I was
When did you pick up astrology?
Oh.
Because I feel like that's about the time you start picking up astrology.
Well, I don't know how old she was, but I was playing at a supper club in Brookfield called Eliota's, and a group of women at a table. I was at like a piano bar, and they asked me to play Happy Birthday to this one lady. And so I said, oh, okay. And I said, you're an Aries, huh? And she said, yeah, do you know astrology? And I said, no, but I'm fascinated with it. She said, well, I teach it. I do. My ears picked up. And so she turned out to be my first teacher, and she lived about 6 blocks from me up on Blue Mountain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was,
Was she older or younger than you?
She was older, yeah. She was older than me. So I went to her house for like once a week, I think. And that's where my astrology started.
And how long were your classes?
Oh, what classes? It was one-on-one.
It was one-on-one,
Yeah.
and you would go to her house?
Yeah. I don't know, about an hour or whatever.
And were you with Grandpa Roy at the time?
No.
Were you divorced?
I don't remember, David. No, I don't think so.
And so you never got any type of certificate, because I guess in those days they didn't really have it.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, I started NCGR, as astrology group chapter in Milwaukee.
You started it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I wrote a book about astrology.
That's the murder book?
Yeah.
The fiction?
Yeah. Yeah. That was after that guy that murder in Milwaukee.
Dahmer?
Yeah, it was after, right after that. I don't know what year that was, but...
I think that was 80s, mid-80s.
Yeah. Well, that's when I wrote the book, because he kind of inspired me to...
Oh, Dahmer inspired Grandma Jan. Okay. So mom was living at home. Grandpa Bill was living in Kansas City or somewhere in Missouri. Grandpa Roy was still not in the picture. And mom's going to community college. Somewhere about this.
No, I think she was married by that time.
Well, I just mean right after high school.
Oh.
Right after the surgery.
Yeah, then, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I had to take care of her. She couldn't stand on her feet. She had to have the brace on for me to like get her up on her feet. So that was a big job for me. I had to give her a sponge bath every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was, I don't know, either 6 months or a year.
And I got the decaf coffee.
Thank you so much.
Which one? More half and half?
I think she's good. So if you had mom around the age of 25,
Yeah.
and then mom was 20, so that would make you 45 years old. Did you ever get empty nest syndrome? Did you ever feel empty nested?
No, because I was just at home with Grandma and Papa.
Right, your mom and dad.
Oh,
Oh, I envy those. I envy that lifestyle where you are living with family. You know?
you mean at home?
Yeah.
Well, it's because Bill was on the road playing, so
No, I envy it.
you envy it.
Yeah, I envy the idea of living with your mom, living with your dad, and having children in the same house that you grew up in. It's envious. There's
Give me a spoon, huh?
Oh, I guess you did. Just stir it with your finger.
Oh, David.
Okay. You must have been doing something in those years, Grandma, or I mean, I guess Mom got married, so maybe you were living vicariously through Mom and getting married. Mom got married, I think, at 25 years old, somewhere in there. 1982, so she would have been 30. No, she would have been 23.
I know she mentioned when she's about 15.
I know that. We talked about that.
Yeah.
1982. That's 23 years that she got. I think she got married in 82. So I think Mom was 23. Dad must have been 27. Did you have a helping hand in prepping for that?
Jim, they moved to Jackson now.
Right.
She was such a little workaholic. She wanted to get into property and all that, and he just couldn't find his way in those years. He didn't know what he wanted to do. All the jobs he tried, he didn't like.
But what were you doing in those years,
I
Grandma?
played.
You were still playing organ.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. So you were working your little tail off.
Huh?
You were working your little tail off.
Well, I wanted to do that.
But what were you working for? You were just keeping your skills sharp? You were trying to buy a house? You were...
No, getting a paycheck and getting better. I think I was going to school. Let's see, I started going to college at 29, when I was 29 or 30, to Alverno College.
Well, that's... And for what? Going to college for what?
Well, it was something to do, for me. I majored in music, and so I stayed for like 2 years. Just taking a course or two, because I was. It's interesting because at one point I need a spoon.
Can we get a spoon?
Bill decided he was going to retire. So because he had saved like stocks and that. So all of a sudden the market got bad and he had to go back to work. But he was rusty because he was off a long time. So, he asked me to help him. So as soon as he started to play, because I'd been in school all this time.
Thank you.
I love the scarf, by the way.
You know, it's your scarf. Oh, good. And so he sat down and he started playing, and I'd been playing and at school, majoring in music, like piano, I think it was. So he started playing. I said, "Where's my flute?" And I said, "No, you can't play like that anymore. That's really dated. That's really 40s, you know." So I had to show him how to update his playing. But when I met him, he was the one that I learned from him. Because, you know, I thought he was so good. So it's funny how things turned around, you know.
Yeah. So, did Mom talk to you ever about having kids?
I don't think so.
So were you surprised when she told you she was pregnant?
I don't remember that, but I remember when she'd go stay with her dad, and he was playing with this woman drummer. Her name was Carol, and she came home from something. She said, "Mom, there's something funny going on with him and Carol because we went to her house, and he just walked in. He went to the cupboards. He knew where everything was." And she got suspicious. I said, "You don't worry about it. I'll handle it." So that's when I knew I'm not going to stay with this guy forever, you know. So then when I wanted a divorce, oh man, he begged me not to do it.
Really?
Oh yeah. He
Why?
said, "I'll even come back to Milwaukee." And I thought, "Oh yeah, that's what I need for you around my neck to give me a hard time in Milwaukee when you don't want to be there, you know."
Why was he so adamant about getting back together?
Huh?
Why was he so adamant about getting back together if he was cheating on
Because he
you?
wanted to get away from the Carol girl.
Thank you very much.
You know, she thought if I divorced him, that he'd marry her. And she was just using her.
Yeah, I see you coming back. I was with my daughter.
Thank you.
So much.
Oh, we're videoing her life.
Oh, all right.
91 over here.
I want to make it to that age.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
It really is. She's a great.
I only know one.
So in fact, I just found the divorce papers the other day.
Oh, wow.
I was going through some old stuff, you know, and I put all this stuff, you know, in one folder. I think he gave me $10,000.
Did you go to court?
No, he did it. He did it long distance. I didn't even have to go to Kansas City.
You just kind of did it over the phone?
Well, he did it with a judge there, and I agreed to whatever they said.
And were you sad at all? I mean, when you found
No,
out?
I was happy
How come?
because I thought he was a drunk.
Okay, at any point were you sad about losing Grandpa Bill? Because it had just been kind of tumultuous in certain ways, or he had just not been there as a good...
Yeah. He wasn't there. He didn't want to be there. And he didn't really take care of me, you know. All he thought about was himself.
Right.
So,
Do you remember when the next time you saw him was after the divorce? Because I remember.
what?
It was in Mississippi.
Mississippi, why?
You know, Mom, we all lived in Mississippi. And I remember,
Sardis?
not Sardis, but close to Sardis,
Yeah.
Hernando.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when you guys had met, you hadn't seen each other in a long time. It was
What?
apparently the first time you guys had seen each other in multiple decades.
Why did you see each other?
I don't know why or how it happened, but that'd be a great question for Dad or for Mom. But I just, as a kid, I was only 9 years old. So how old was Mom when you guys decided to get divorced? Like
I don't know, but I remember while I was still dealing with her back, I met this man that he worked in the hospital, and through his connections, I didn't even know this. He got your mother on this program because she lived at home and she was under 21. She's met all the criteria, so that she could get her surgery and it didn't cost anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, you know, that was good. Although he turned out to be just as big a jerk as your dad, but I didn't care because he introduced me to a lot of people that did me a lot of good.
Right, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so. So he evidently died of cancer. He was in Vietnam, soldier, and I think he got that,
Purple Heart?
no, what they spray that gave him
Oh.
cancer. And he died of that.
Napalm?
I don't know what it was, but
Agent Orange?
yeah, Agent Orange, yeah. So then later I was playing at a place called Pipe Organ Pizza on the south side in Milwaukee. Or I was playing, I took, my friend Gary Setti was an organist there, and he took a vacation or something, so I filled in for him. And that's where I met Grandpa Roy.
Now,
he
how old
loved
approximately
pizza.
were you?
Huh?
How old approximately were you?
I think I looked at the papers. I think we were married in like 83 or 84. But we went together before that, so I
Okay,
don't know.
so it was after Mom's wedding that you guys got married?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a timeline here.
Yeah. And he was married to his second wife. I guess his first wife divorced him, but he had 5 grown kids. He was a policeman. And he used to go to this restaurant. He loved pizza. And so I took a break and I went and I was standing.
On a big avocado for your salad. I didn't want it to get cold.
Thank you.
Is that mine?
I believe that's yours, Grandma.
All right.
Hey. All right. We'll leave off next time at meeting Grandpa Roy, okay?
So I took a break and I was standing up by the cashier. And he came up and introduced himself and told me he liked my music and blah, blah, blah. What he did, he was a policeman, and, you know.
Blah, blah, blah.
And I was playing on weekends with singer Jerry Perry. We were a duo for a long time.
Oh, Grandma, that kills me.
And we worked on weekends, so I told him, where I played on weekends. So that Friday, we were playing. He walks into the club, but Grandpa Roy.
He was chasing you down, huh?
Yeah. I really liked him, but he drank too much.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. And he liked to drink martinis, right? All right, we'll leave off with that, okay, Grandma?